Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And this is the fifth and last news on 24th February newspaper front page dawn. Circular debt writes despite a tariff increase by an NA body told by colleague Kiani. Islamabad, the government on Tuesday told a parliamentary panel that despite the recent 15% increase in consumer tariff, the power sector's circular debt would go up by rupees 436 billion during the current fiscal year to reach rupees 2.6 trillion. The meeting of the National Assembly, a standing committee on finance, was presided over by MNA Fazullah and was given a presentation by the Power Division's Additional Secretary Wasim Mukhtar. Mr. Fazullah pointed out that a strangely opposition paper provided to the standing committee mentioned an increase of rupees 500 billion in circular debt during the current year, with the debt set to cross rupees 2.8 trillion by June 2021, June 30, 2021. This would have serious consequences for the budget. Mr. Mukhtar said the circular debt had accumulated to rupees 2.303 trillion at the end of December when compared to rupees 2.15 trillion by the end of June 2020. He said the government expected a slowdown in debt build up until the recent tariff increase. Also, he said some non-tax adjustments of about rupees 64 billion as well as the tariff increase would help curtail a circular debt at rupees 2.6 trillion instead of previous projections of rupees 2.8 trillion by end June 2021. Given reasons for the circular debt increase, the additional power secretary said about 3.5% technical and distribution losses in the power companies were over and above the permissible limit set by the regulator, besides the other inefficiencies or non-payment of dues by the distribution companies and K Electric. He said each percent of loss amount to about rupees 17 billion per annum, and therefore total gap on this account worked out into rupees 60 to 65 billion. He said the circular debt increase of about rupees 450 billion included about rupees 300 billion on which the power division did not have and control. On the basis of existing tariff notifications, a total of rupees 317 billion subsidy was required during the current year, but the finance ministry had budgeted only rupees 144 billion, having an unbudgeted subsidy gap of rupees 177 billion. The finance secretary was of the view that the subsidy of rupees 140 billion for power sector was budgeted on the assumption of providing targeted subsidies and was not purposely under budgeted. The finance ministry also acknowledged that rupees 1 trillion parked in the power holding company taken into debt during the current fiscal year was not there at the time of preparation of budget, and this would of course increase the total debt and debt servicing. Hinarabanikar said there was a 100% increase in electricity tariff for lifeline consumers using up to 50 units per month from rupees 2 per unit to rupees 3.95 per unit. Wasim Mukhtar said a circular debt management plan was being prepared in consultation with the finance my ministry that envisaged benchmarks for improvement in the coverage timeline for tariff increase to recover actual cost of electricity as well as to finalize how to budget the subsidy for power sector. Participants believed that a bulk share of the increase in the circular debt came from poor government in the public sector itself. It was noted that rupees 177 billion addition in circular debt included non-payment of our budgeted and unbudgeted subsidy, delayed payments on account of interest to IPPs, other markup, spending price adjustment on account of quarterly and monthly adjustments and non-payments by K-Electric. Our power division report showed that about rupees 31 billion debt flowed from operations of the distribution companies, rupees 65 billion on account of unpaid subsidies, rupees 34 billion from higher interest due to non-payments of dues to IPPs, rupees 33 billion, a markup on power holding company, rupees 1,103 billion in pending generation cost, and rupees 34 billion non-payments by K-Electric. The Power Division said the circular debt management plan was being implemented to minimize its buildup. It said the total circular debt increased by rupees 538 billion during the fiscal year 2019 to 2020 at the rate of about rupees 45 billion per month. During July, November of 2019 to 2020, the debt increased by rupees 179 billion at the rate of rupees 36 billion per month, while it slightly reduced to rupees 156 billion during July, November 2020 to 2021 at the rate of rupees 31.2 billion per month. And in the end, the formal request, if you have not yet, to please subscribe our channel and press the like and bell button to get the fresh from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time and goodbye.